It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
So y'all were at karaoke last Saturday, correct? At the Penguin? Or
No, it was just me.
Just you by yourself?
I went with.
You're in karaoke though, right?
I like it, yeah.
And Melinda.
I mean, I listen to the podcast.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't.
We don't ever go, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been karaoke with you.
I've only been like twice, maybe 3 times in Portland.
Oh, really?
Shit.
Went to Double Dragon. That's when I found out how serious Portland is about.
I've never been in Double Dragon. Is the food actually decent, or is it just typical bar food?
By the time I got there, I don't think they were serving food, so I didn't even try it.
Okay.
It's all Asian.
Okay.
Double Dragon.
But it's a karaoke joint mostly?
On that night.
A lot of new spots have been open.
Once a week.
There's like some new joint on like Burnside and like 7th or 8th that looks really grandiose. I used to always go to Chopsticks, but Chopsticks got kind of bootsy. They cut their booking like a third of what it used to be.
Really?
Where's the sense in that?
Huge. I don't like. I've been to Chopsticks, but I didn't do the karaoke at Chopsticks because that's just drunk shitty karaoke. And there's so many people there. I don't go to.
Are you pretty good at karaoke singing?
Yeah.
Like, what are your go-tos? Like, you got a bag of tricks?
Usually, if I'm at a new place that I've never been before,
You're going to some like knock it out the park kind of spot where they know you haven't done. I don't need to be finishing your sentences. Carry on.
They don't know me and they're not expecting it. I like to break out dirt off my shoulders. Jay-Z.
Okay.
Because no one expects me to do it and I do it well.
Okay. See, I do a similar thing. I go straight for David Allen Coe.
Which one? You don't have to call me.
Any one of them. I do long-haired redneck.
Okay.
Generally, that's my preferred.
Anything but...
Depending on the room, I'll do like, yeah, I mean, you never even call me by my name sometimes.
I hate that song.
Really? That song's amazing.
But it's every time in karaoke in Georgia.
Fucking, if that ain't country...
I like that one.
If I feel ballsy, you know, I've done that shit in Texas and a room full of all sorts of ethnicities, and I always get really, really good results. But I don't say I drop no N-bombs in that song. I will change it to working like a brother from my room and board.
I'm still... Well, David Coe's a racist motherfucker.
He used to be a racist motherfucker, and people can change.
I
myself have changed. So I know that people are capable of change. I would not have believed that years ago. But
so you used to be a racist motherfucker.
No, I was never a racist motherfucker. I just mean in general. I used to think once you're a racist, you're always racist. And now I think, like, I sincerely believe that he's a wiser man. And he is, you know what I mean?
He looks like an idiot.
Nowadays, I've seen him. He wears a wig under a hat.
He looks...
It's like, I think like his gimmick being having the long hair. Like I think he feels the pressure to consistently have long hair.
I think his gimmick now is to hang out Kid Rock.
Well,
I hate David Allen Coe.
I hate Kid Rock with a passion.
God damn yes.
But David Allen Coe's got tracks.
He's got some good songs. Like
really good songs.
What's that? Midnight Montgomery, where the ghost Hank Williams picks him up on the side of the road.
Is it David Allen Coe song or a song he wrote for
David Allen Coe.
Williams?
It's David Allen Coe.
Okay. Because he's written a lot of songs for motherfuckers. He even wrote some songs for Elvis. He's been around.
Well, Elvis didn't have any original songs.
But I mean, as a songwriter, he's written a lot of classics that people don't even know where that he wrote. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of how the song goes.
I'm trying to say what was it about again?
I keep trying to sing it.
Because he's got so many songs.
I keep trying to sing it in my head, and it somehow morphs into Garth Brooks.
Jody Like a Melody, Please Come to Boston. Is it like a hit song?
Yeah, it's one of his hits. But I was trying to explain to you. I'm saying that the way that the tempo goes is it's very close to Garth Brooks's The Rodeo.
It's been a while for me with Garth Brooks.
I like first hits Garth Brooks.
I abhorred it when it came out because when you're a kid in Texas in a small town and you're like the outcast weirdo kid or whatever, you're diametrically opposed to the like country listening football players.
Yeah.
So, and you hear it all the time at, you know, functions and shit.
Well,
But now I'm like that. The first album or two, I mean, that's some good poppy, catchy country music.
I was living in West Linden. I was hearing Garth Brooks, man.
Well, everybody was
Lightning
hearing Garth Brooks
strikes.
at that
Yeah,
time.
because that was the year he had
Shit.
that NBC concert.
He was selling records
Remember?
out the ass.
Oh yeah.
When they played on one of the networks played like a whole Garth Brooks concert
And
one
then
night.
he blew up.
Well, he was already blown, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
he was already
Yeah.
blown, but that's
Yeah, Garth Brooks has. I mean, I would karaoke Garth Brooks for sure. As far as country and shit, though. 80s rap, I like to bust out 80s rap of any sort, more or less, if I can find it in the book.
But outside of Dirt Off My Shoulders, when I just want to wow the crowd, I stick to Elton John,
Elton
Billy
John.
Joel, or Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
And I just try to stay away from songs that everybody picks. Because that's what I liked about the guy whoever the guy, is something Meow or something, the guy who did it.
Baby Ketten? They're like karaoke DJs that have like a little more obscure selection, and they do gigs at different clubs.
It might be those guys that
Like
take
every
out
day of the
they
week.
take out the songs that everybody sings, and I like that because I'm sick of like the Love Shack
It might be Baby Ketten karaoke because
and Summer Lovin', and I'm just so sick of the same fucking songs. What was I going? Oh yeah, gets on my fucking nerves. You hear the same song, so I try to stay away from those, and I try not to sing anything anybody else sings because that's just rude.
Yeah.
It's like the radio.
I like old LL Cool J songs like My Radio or I'm Bad. Mama Gonna Knock You Out, but I always end up like with no voice the next day. Sometimes I'll do like I Need Love, which always gets the ladies into it. Because it's such a soft song, you gotta like basically whisper rap. And let's see. All kind of 80s shit really. Because rap for me is easy shit, because I got it all memorized in my head anyway, so it's just like, whatever.
There's only certain rapists I can do, and Jay-Z's one because I can follow his flow.
I do a Big Pimpin', that Jay-Z song, which is fun because then I can like switch my shit from Pimp C to Jay-Z to Bun B, you know, and they all rap with different, you know, New York accent.
As
and
long
like
as
a
they have
Texas
some
accent.
sort of letter at the end of their moniker.
Jay-Z, Pimp C, and Bun B.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Big Pimpin', so everybody usually is into that kind of shit. I'm not a big Jay-Z fan, honestly, but I'm a big UGK fan, therefore I fuck with Big Pimpin'.
Oh, okay.
You got Big Pimpin' a little bit. Reminds me of being, 15, 16 years old.
Something like
Something like that.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know, Hard Knock Life would be like a song I would do karaoke for. I like that song of Jay-Z's.
I like the Black Album a lot. I can't say I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, but I do like the Black Album a ton. And,
I like the Money
like
Cash
Human
Hose with DMX. That
Cash
song,
Hose.
Money Cash Hose,
Ah.
was like, Money Cash Hose, what?
Yeah.
You know, that song
You always
made
gotta
me
go,
laugh,
what? We like,
every time.
we always, like, for a while, I got this playlist when I'm at the gym and shit. And every time DMX comes on, me and my coach would be like, what? Like, just for no reason out of the blue, because it's just so funny how many, like, every DMX track, he's
The
like,
Ride.
The Ride.
That's the name of the song that we're trying to talk about. Hold
The
on.
Garth Brooks song?
David Unco.
Hold on.
Did you see the DMX Jingle Bells? DMX sings Jingle Bells. Right.
No, I actually am not familiar with the song.
It's a kick-ass song. Hold on.
I'll certainly give it a shot.
We'll let it get to the chorus, first chorus. That's the whole thing.
You ever seen a documentary called Heartworn Highways? It's 73 with a bunch of country singers. Has David on Club go sing at a prison. And Tom Van Zandt sing it too. It's pretty good for that documentary. Okay, I haven't heard this song.
talking about that reminds me of I love that song, The Highwayman.
You seen that in the karaoke book though?
The Highwayman?
No, The Ride.
The Ride? Have I seen it?
Yeah.
I haven't even looked for it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I've got a pretty good, if I do country, I like George Strait.
I was about to ask you if you like George Strait.
I
love George Strait.
He's the only one making
I love George Strait. Amarillo by Morning, I always do that karaoke. Cowboy Rides Away, Oceanfront Property, I like to get into.
He's the only one making country still that.
That's still kind of old school, legit country.
It's country western, goddammit.
It's a little poppy, but still, it's not. It keeps its roots. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
steady, man. I wanted to go see George Strait because he's
coming here soon.
He's either just here or he's coming, but tickets are expensive as fuck. It's at the fucking whatever they call it now.
I even like that movie he did,
Pure Country.
And I love the soundtrack, and I feel like the movie too is a good way to tell people like this is why I don't like country now.
Right. George Strait's the man.
I cross my heart.
My grandma's the biggest George Strait fan ever.
Give all I've got and give and make all your dreams come true. In all the world, you'll never find a love that's true as mine. Fuck George Michael Montgomery. George Strait's the best.
Yeah, George Strait is the best. That's
I
so
like
funny.
him and Reba.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about George Strait, but I'm like, nah, he probably doesn't like George Strait. You know how it is. There's not a lot of people who like George Strait are of our generation that aren't like
my dad does,
from the heartland.
Me and my dad have a song, and it's a George Strait song. Because it's the verse goes, when I became a father in the spring of '81, there was no doubt that stubborn boy was just like my daddy's son.
Yeah, okay, I know the song.
Yeah.
Is that Love Without Amen song? Okay.
Everybody goes for Randy Travis, but that's the one. The George Strait one's the one.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Randy Travis. He's okay too. But I had a long country kick, and until about '96, when Shania and Billy Ray jumped in the scene, I jumped out. I was done. But anything before then, I'm down with for the most part. I hate people who just go, I don't like country. Go fuck yourself. Johnny Cash?
No.
Like Willie Nelson?
Aside from like the outlaw shit like Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and like Waylon Jennings, I would have had that attitude mostly because I grew up in Texas and I was into like punk rock, metal, rap music, whatever. And most people like country music, so I just was like blindly like, fuck that. But as I got older, I appreciate George Strait and various other country acts a lot more.
Who I fell in love with as soon as I heard about him, but I didn't hear about him. And when I did hear about him, I had found out he had come to my hometown like 3 months before I even heard he existed. Hank the Third.
Oh yeah, Hank the Third.
He is goddamn awesome.
He is goddamn awesome. He's also a metal guy with Ass Jack, but I like his country music. I'm not too into his metal music.
I love that song I love that song with the verse that goes just so you know, so it's written in stone. Kid Rock don't come where I come from. It's true he's a Yank. He ain't no son of Hank. And if you thought so, goddamn, you're fucking dumb. I'm not singing it right, but that's the line.
Yeah, that's the sentiment.
Because I hate Kid Rock, and just all of a sudden Kid Rock, and I hate Hank Williams Jr. too.
See, I think he has some tracks.
He has some tracks, but
a lot
as
of people
person,
hate on him, and he ain't his daddy, but man, he got some tracks.
Look, Country Boy Will Survive. No matter how anti-redneck I want to be, I can't help but get into that song.
Yeah.
It's just a goddamn anthem. But he's just a horrible person. He's an asshole.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
He's a whiny fucking bitch. I've heard multiple stories of people going, I spent all this money to go see him. All he did was come out drunk as fuck and complain about his goddamn life. Go fuck yourself. And then two, just the choices he makes even in pop culture, he's a fucking asshole. And I don't think Hank 3 likes him.
I don't know. I mean, he wouldn't publicly say so, because that's his like...
I think you would, but
I don't think they're that.
I don't think they're tight at all. I think that
hard to say.
Bocephus was out on the fucking road doing whatever he did, and didn't spend time with the kid. I think that line sort of helps sort of points that out to me. Because, you know, like in 2002, all of a sudden, Bocephus and Kid Rock are just hanging out on CMT every fucking day.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that fool's all about his paper. He's done Super Bowl, fucking, or Monday Night Football
Kid
games
Rock?
and shit.
No, Bocephus.
Bocephus.
Who's Bocephus?
I knew you
Gene
guys say
Williams
that.
Jr.
Hank Williams is the second.
Alright, you got me.
I
You
know.
got.
I will admit, I have a hard time people lump it in, but I have a hard time considering Texas the South. But
Oh, I've had this conversation many times over.
what is usually... I don't have...
I agree
I don't have an articulate reason why. I just
and
don't
disagree.
like it.
I think I agree in like if you're going with like the Civil War and all
I feel
that.
like Mason-Dixon line is not...
We
cover
were our
Texas.
own separate country once upon a time.
Yeah, you guys are squatters.
Technically, we still kind of feel that way. And then you go, well, geographically, we are the southernmost point in the motherfucking nation. If that's what you're arguing. And then if you take it from
No, it's
like
not
a
about
gangster rap
geography.
perspective, it gets lumped in with any other southern area because in modern times it is kind of southern. But I can see both sides.
Redneck, yeah, but Southern.
You guys
is
all just
different.
wish you were Yankees.
I think
That's all it
Texans are
is.
just a whole nother type of
all
thing.
y'all.
But
all
I do
y'all.
too. That's why.
but they're similar to. You know what I mean? But
I-
no, I know it ain't no Bible Belt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different. It's
So
different.
that's why I've never considered it the same. Where was I going with that?
A lot of people say that. I've had this argument with many people.
It's not. I mean, like I said, I don't have an articulated argument why I feel that way. I just don't. I just the way I feel.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
That's why I say, country western, I think, is the proper term for the genre of music, because then that includes Texas.
Because it's the westernmost point in the
It's
southern
still part of the West. I
hemisphere.
mean, you talk about the West.
No,
the
you
old Wild
can
Wild
throw
West.
California with the West, though.
I do.
What about New Mexico?
The West.
What about Arizona?
Anything past 13 colonies or past Illinois is the West. Past Wisconsin is the West.
So then,
Dakota's West. Watch a Western. Where does it take place? Dakotas, New Mexico, Montana, Wyoming, California, Oregon,
I don't think I've ever seen a Western movie.
Texas, mainly Texas,
Some in Mexico, too.
Oklahoma, Mexico, of course, yeah. So, I mean, like, that to me is the West.
I saw Tombstone.
That was in the West. Let's see, Oklahoma.
I think that was it.
Oh, Tombstone's goddamn awesome.
Yeah.
It's the only Western you need to see, actually.
Well, then good. Then I'm set. I'm set on Westerns for the rest of my life. I saw Tombstone.
I brought the Texas Southern thing up for a reason, though. I can't remember why.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I know why. But
Did it have to do with country music?
it is very similar. So,
You get into different southern dialects and accents.
hold on. I'm talking about Portland. I'm bringing it back to Portland.
Okay.
Back so Rusty can be included a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I've been to a bar where they were trying, it looked like a bar that I would see in Georgia,
Okay.
in the South. But
The
because
straw on the floor?
because it's not, it was very evident that they were going for a look. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like I compare it to a Mexican walking into an American Mexican restaurant. Going,
Let me defend that.
I've
though.
seen these things, but
Have you ever been to Lukenbach or heard of Lukenbach, Texas?
No. No, I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
There's like
Movie or
it's
something.
like any genre. There's like a sub localized genre of like more singer songwriter, almost folky, but outlaw country fused kind of scene. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That kind of came out of the '70s because Lukenbach was like the dance hall where all the your Willie Nelsons and David Allen Coes and Waylon Jenningses would play and dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't figure my point.
Yeah, my point is just that
My point
it's
is,
funny that
it's a little different, but it's still
no. My point is more
part of
that
that
someone's
culture.
trying to emulate a culture.
it's
and
legit. Is my point.
I don't think it's no.
No, there's some honky-tonks in Texas that are fucking Texas.
I'm not talking about
honky-tonks.
Texas. I'm talking about Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
There is
okay.
a bar in
I thought you were
Portland,
saying there was some
Oregon.
fake ass shit in Texas that was like.
No.
Okay. I'm like, okay,
Texas is Texas.
okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
not, and it doesn't. I don't think there's.
I'll get off the defensive then.
Yeah, Texas isn't gonna emulate anybody because Texas is too full of itself.
Too full of its own bullshit.
Yeah, like why would
motherfucking Texas, man?
I don't think. I bet there's no town in Texas that has a Chinatown. Because they're like, what the fuck you want me to that? You're in Texas. There might be a little Mexico because they can't help it.
Right.
But no, there are bars in Portland, and one in particular I've been to, Wichita Pub. It looks like a bar that I would see in Georgia, but it was weird because it wasn't quite hitting it, and it was the first time I'd been part of a culture that someone else was trying to emulate. And It was strange, sort of like when a Mexican walks to a Mexican restaurant in America. They're like, I've seen a sombrero, doesn't go on the wall, but they're close, they're getting there, they're trying. You know what I'm saying? And that was really weird. The only reason why I brought up the Texas South thing is I was wondering if maybe you had a similar experience.
With
walking into an establishment in Portland
trying
to be like Texas.
Like Rhinestone Cowboy, Weekend Warrior, banker types who put on boots and go line dancing.
But it wasn't quite hitting it.
You know, I've never tried to go into one of those bars since I was here, so I couldn't quite say.
Someone took me, and I just happened upon it. I didn't look for it. Just happened upon it.
Where was it?
Wichita Pub. It's in Wichita, Portland. Wichita area of Portland.
I ain't even heard of this area.
Wichita
North
area
Portland?
of Portland.
Isn't there a Wichita area of Portland?
I've never heard of this place.
Dude, I went my first month here, so I don't know.
There's one out in, like...
Wichita Pub is the name of
it. Yeah, there's one out in, like, Clackamas.
That's probably it then.
I think is where it was. Yeah, like out off of 212.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where that is.
The strip club?
No, like...
212 is like a
on
highway.
the way out to Mount Hood when you go.
Isn't that like a Club 212 or some shit? There's Club 205.
205.
That place is ghetto.
It's Club 205,
anyway,
man.
And I don't know what you're talking about. But it's
okay.
212th Street?
Well, no, Highway 212. Like if you go out to Clackamas, like off 205.
Right.
And you're headed out. You go on that road that goes out to Mount Hood.
Okay.
Like right out that way.
So there's like a saloon
Highway
out there.
Yeah, called Wichita.
Okay.
Wichita Pub.
Okay.
And yeah.
Country music's pretty popular out here. I mean, from what I gather, I don't know.
Well, that's because the folk music's making a resurgence.
Is it?
And they're both close to each other. Okay. So it's more like Americana. You know what I'm saying? And country music. Lee Greenwood made country music, as well as God Bless the USA. Whenever I think Americana, I think Lee Greenwood. And This Land Is My Land, This Land Is Yours. Like Taylor. Michael Taylor?
I think WrestleMania, the national anthem. That's what Americana is to me, man.
The WrestleMania national anthem?
Fuck yeah, dude. When they show that, like, the early ones, when they show, like when Aretha be singing and they pan to, like, shots of eagles flying, and they go back to Aretha, and then, like, flags waving in the air with flaps. And
like America the Beautiful or something when they're singing that, or...
That shit, man. National anthem really moves me sometimes when it's at the beginning of a wrestling show.
Yeah, no other time, though.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of a sporting event or a wrestling show, man, it hits home.
Old Urethra.
Urethra can belt out the next.
Urethra?
Old urethra.
I don't belt anything out of my urethra.
She does. That's how she got the name. Her name was Flo.
Clarence.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.